ladies and gentlemen, our 8th bout of the evening. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. Please welcome Neill Smith.
Yo, Chuck, what's the move, man?
So we are back here at Full Contact Contender 9. You are joined in a commentary position by myself, Iron Jez Cook, and Jamie the Haymaker Hay. And it's that time, Jamie. I'm going to give you the honours. Please, go ahead.
And this one is for Brad Wharton. We are about to sound the unit alarm.
Sound it, unit alarm. We have got some big boys, some titans on their way to the cage. This is the first heavyweight bout of the evening, and our first opponent entering the cage is Neill Smith. Jamie, break it down. Tell us a little bit more about Smith.
Break it down. Neill Smith is an absolute beast of a guy. I've seen him fight in the past. You know, he's fought against ex-contender for the title, Rob Beach, and you know, and he lost a close fight there. But I tell you what, Neill's a very big guy. He's got a karate base. He's from the Kiai Centre in Crosby in Liverpool. Now, when I say he's a big guy, look at the size of his chest. He's just a real beast. But you know, he's got a very, very tough fight ahead of him.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll talk about Brent Tierney very shortly, but yeah, Neill Smith accomplished, has won 2 world championships in karate, so you know, we're expecting a strong performance on the feet. Don't know much about his ground game, but these guys are going to have to be well-rounded, and we'll talk about Tierney and the threat he poses very shortly.
And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. Please welcome Brent Tierney.
And the time has come, let's introduce our fighter.
Brent Tierney. Brent Tierney messaged me last week. He's seen that Neill Smith had a pull out, basically, on very short notice. Brent Tierney texted me saying, I want this fight. Martin Stapleton then texted me straight after saying, get Brent this fight. We want to fight him. And that's how it worked. You know what? That is the kind of guy I want in this sport, Jez.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, we've had 1 or 2 situations already this evening we've discussed. Not many, but things happen in the sport where people have to pull out. This is the kind of a placement we want to see, because this is an epic matchup. I mean, this belongs on the card regardless, and it is such an exciting matchup. Not only are these big boys here to duel, these are guys with a lot of experience, and it's a nice stylistic clash, isn't it, really, with Muay Thai versus karate?
Absolutely, Jez. Brent Tierney was #1 in Europe at Thai boxing, right, at his weight, at heavyweight and super heavyweight, right? This kid, he's no slouch. He has got a great stand-up background. However, Martin Stapleton has said in the past 3 months, this kid has been the most improved that anybody in the gym on the ground.
Yeah, and that's saying something, because there's a huge number of guys there who are working so hard, putting some serious dedication in that gym. So for him to come out and say that about Brent is quite a statement. Yeah, I mean, look, make no means about it, this is going to be a classic. I can't see it going 3 rounds, to be honest. If it does,
I can't see it, just because with the heavyweight division, it's very rare when you get a 3-round fight. Don't get me wrong, we had Tom Bankovic, our current champion, when he fought Andy Eaton the first time, that went 3 rounds. It's a rarity in the heavyweight division. There's usually a lot of standing, banging, and if he goes to the ground, someone's usually got the strength to finish it.
yeah, absolutely. I am brimming with excitement, guys. I hope you are too. This is going to be a classic.
Yeah, I mean, going back to you know, Neill Smith, I've been talking to Clark Champion, who was straight away, as soon as I said Brent Tierney wants this fight, Clark was well up for it straight away. There was no messing around. It was yep, I want this fight. Within 12 hours, this fight was put on the card. So, you know, we go from having Neill Smith, who would train for, he's been training for the last 6 months hard in MMA, just to try and, you know, get himself up to sort of pace. And, you know, the guy is absolutely, you know, world class. He's won a world championship, Neill Smith.
Hold on tight, fight fans. This is about to happen. Let's pass it over to the voice of the Vale for official introductions.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the next bout of the evening to be fought over 3-minute rounds under amateur mixed martial art rules in the FCC. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He enters the cage tonight with a mixed martial arts record of 1 defeat. Representing Kiai Centre, Neill Smith. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. He enters the cage tonight with a mixed martial arts record of 1 victory and 1 defeat. Representing FCPC from Rochdale, Brent Tierney. Our referee in charge of the action is Mick Clements.
This heavyweight bout is brought to you by Legacy Clothing, the official clothing sponsor of Full Contact Contender. You can visit them at their website, www.legacyclothingco.com, and here we go.
Tierney in the blue compression shorts and Neill Smith in the white shorts. This is going to be explosive. Nice leg kick there straight away from Brent Tierney. Bit of a flip kick there.
I don't even know. I'm just so happy to be here right now. This is going to be a great fight. You know, you often see a lot of heavyweight guys, especially at this weight class.
Oh, some big shots there. Sorry, Jez.
No, by all means, Jamie, interrupt. I was just going to say, a lot of the time you get guys who are quite big, don't necessarily have a lot of skill, but these guys have got a huge amount of skill in very different disciplines, and that's wonderful to see. But let's see, this is an MMA contest, remember, so it's a whole different ball game. You know, they've not just got to think about striking, they've got to think about wrestling, and that's where we are now with Neill Smith pressing Brent Tierney up against the cage. He's got that single leg, he's looking for the takedown.
Yeah, Brent Tierney doing well there to defend it very well, in fact. Do you know, we spoke to Brent earlier today. He said in his last fight, which he'd lost, which was via rear naked choke, he struggled to get up. And what he was saying is he'd not learned to get up at that point. He was back in the gym on the Monday morning and has been working on his ground game ever since. He now says he can get up from the ground. So a stand-up fight so far, Jez. Oh, it's a big shot.
Low hands there from Neill Smith. He kind of invited that in, really, didn't he?
Well, with the karate background, though, you expect low hands, don't you? That is what you always see from a sort of freestyle karate sort of student. And, you know, and Brent he will absolutely capitalise on that with him being, you know, a super heavyweight Thai boxer. Yeah. That's what he's done. He's fought at super heavyweight.
Still both fighters looking to find their range.
He's got the nastiest look in his eyes, Brent, hasn't he? It's unreal. Them leg kicks really chopping away there, Jez. How much damage do you think they do in a fight?
I think a lot, especially when you get into the heavier weight classes as well. You know, softening those legs up, you take away that movement, that freedom to get out of a bad situation. But Neill Smith is having an opportunity to load. He has a good combination there, land some strikes. That's what he wants to do. He found his range now, it seems to be. But he's got to be careful of those kicks. Brent Tierney seems happy to throw them low and high.
Yeah, going for a very sort of crow cop style head kick there as well. And then leg kicks are really doing some chopping away there. He's going both sides, inside and out as well, on the same leg. He's working that lead leg. Yeah, and
that will have, as we go on, you know, if we do go on, we said this fight may end early, but, you know, at the end of the day, we've got three-minute rounds.
Ooh, big shot there from Tierney. You know, Brent Tierney's actually a natural light heavyweight. He stepped up in weight class for this. Coming towards the end of the first round there, Jez. You know, Tierney has looked, you know, this is what you want from a standing fighter, isn't it?
Yeah, you do. But no surprise that really both guys just spent the first round really just finding a range, sussing each other out. Like we said earlier, a bit of a style match-up between these guys, an interesting bout. But some things to take away from that. Where do you see that really lying? Which camp would you have to throw that first round to, Jamie?
I think Tierney controlled it. I think he was, you know, I think he took the centre of the cage, which is always a big thing in my eyes. You know, I've judged previously, and I know that you do look at whoever takes the centre, and he's controlling the cage. Now he's done that. Neill Smith is obviously the bigger of the fighters, and he's got the heavy bombs. However, it's Tierney seems to be one that's throwing that overhand right that could catch.
Yeah, I think you're right. You know, we saw a little flutter there from Neill Smith, got into close quarters and got a nice little combination. But, you know, when they've been in the centre there, it looks to be Brent who's got his range a bit more comfortable, and also he's chopping away with those leg kicks. They'll really start having a big impact as we move into the second, and if it gets to that point in the third, they might prove decisive.
I couldn't agree more, mate. I think as soon as you get them leg kicks, you know, and the weird thing is when you have that minute's rest in between the rounds, that's when the leg kicks now start to take the toll, which is weird. But there's another one there. Smith's definitely feeling that. He took a head kick there. He does not like any of them kicks, does he?
No, certainly Brent Tierney, the aggressor in this round, really coming out very quick and agile on those feet for such a big fighter.
He's working off that. He's working off the leg kicks, but he's going for that big overarm right or a head kick. It looks every time. Definitely taking the centre of the cage, though, isn't he? Once again, Jez.
Mean stare in the eyes of Neill Smith there.
Another shot there. That's, several shots here coming in where it's really taking its toll. The movement's changed, hasn't it, completely on Neill Smith now?
Yeah, it has. And, he's got to capitalise when he does close that gap. He's got to land, really, hasn't he?
Yeah, he looks to be looking for that big shot now. But, with that lead leg being a bit damaged, he's got to be very careful because, you start to slow down, and you can see that at the minute from Neill.
Yeah, I mean, that's when it comes down to the Muay Thai being so effective in these in the cage, really, doesn't it? You just even if you're not landing, you're just making your opponent think, aren't you? Just keeping him on his toes.
Absolutely, Jez. Oh, it's a big shot to the midsection there. So Brent's straight in there with the underhook, pushing the head off, stopping that takedown. Right in front of us, the action here, Jez.
Yeah, Neill Smith looking for the takedown.
Tierney's just going to get back to his feet. There we go. So this is what he was talking about before, Jez. Obviously, he's learned to get back to his feet, and now he's capitalised and started throwing some knees. Oh!
And when he landed there, but Neill Smith, solid chin, still with that intense stare, isn't it?
That's a bit of a poor shoot there from Brent, though. He needed to drop through, but there we go. He's managed to get him to the ground.
Maybe he's happy to check out his opponent, see what he's got to offer on the ground.
Yeah, maybe he is. He's obviously in top position now, but this is where someone he's giving up quite a few kilos in weight on Neill Smith. So you've got to be very careful with someone on the bottom who's heavier than, because they can catch you in submissions.
Yeah, absolutely. But he's doing right. He's posturing up, doing the ground and pound, stacking his opponent. Now moves into side control, and then follows through to a quick mount position. Dangerous now for Neill Smith.
Martin Stapleton shouting in his corner there to now posture up and ground a pound, and that's what Tierney's doing, and he is as well. He's dropping some shots here. He's dropping some big shots.
Neill Smith.
Oh, he's dropped off the back though. Well done by Neill Smith there.
Yeah, absolutely. He's doing well. Just rotated well. Shows the back, but he did well because it's a danger there. Sometimes by ducking away, you can expose the back, but now he's taking side control. He was looking to isolate the arm, but just ran out of time, unfortunately. But good work from both these big guys on the ground.
Absolutely, Jesse. I think he was going for an Americana at the end then. But obviously, with only a few seconds left, it's a bit of a pointless exercise. Now, I've got to go 2-0 for Brent Tierney, and that's on my scorecard. That's why I've got it.
Yeah, I think you're right there. I mean, we said earlier on we didn't think he would even get that far, but we are here. We're in the third. I have to agree. Brent Tierney's doing everything he needs to at the moment. He controlled that. He got the takedown. He took the mount position. Was unlucky there, but smart move from Neill Smith to avoid losing his back. Because I think if he had done, there was enough time in that round to possibly look for a choke. But here we are in the third. So if you're Clark champion right now, what are you saying to your fighter, Neill Smith?
He's got to go for a finish. He's got to go for a finish. He's got to go out there now and start swinging away, and that's what he's got to do. Brent Tierney doesn't need to do that now. Brent Tierney can take this fight by, in this last round easily. But Neill Smith needs to go for the finish. It's simple. Yep.
No, I think you're absolutely right. And we're about to restart the action here at Full Contact Contender.
So Neill Smith in the white Hayabusa shorts, Brent Tierney in the blue compression shorts. Third and final round, Jez. Nice inside leg kick again there. Bit of damage behind the back of the ear of Neill Smith there on the right ear.
You see that Smith is wary of those low kicks.
He is, but Brent doesn't telegraph him at all. He just throws them out of nowhere.
He's so effective with them. He really is. But Neill Smith looking to stalk. But then he's closed the gap and he's looking for a takedown. Surprised at that, really. Thought he might look to close quarter and really try and maybe dirty box his opponent, but now he's looking for a takedown. Maybe he sees that he had a good opportunity to slip out. Maybe he feels there is an opportunity to win this fight on the ground with a submission, but he has got to finish, because at the moment, the way it looks, it's 2-0 to Brent Tierney.
Yeah, I agree, Jez. I think the problem is with some fighters at the minute, like especially in MMA, people are scared to lose. Wow, some big shots there, some good blocks though. Oh, he's out, he's gone, and that's it, and that is the end of the fight. And Brent Tierney has done exactly what he said he'd do, and he has finished the fight, Jez.
Yeah. Great finish there by Tierney. Got back on his feet where he's really been quite ruthless throughout the rounds, and there it is, a great finish and a great end to this epic contest with these two titans.
So, ladies and gentlemen, after 1 minute, 16 seconds of the third round, your winner by referee stoppage, Brent Tierney. And let's hear it for his opponent. Let's hear it for Neill Smith.
Find it hard to believe you are my mother.